Chasing Tales, Episode 29, 10 to Midnight.
Now that the job is done, will Lucy pay out as promised? What will Pink do about Sarah? And will she abandon her deal with the sisters now that Sprex is dead?
Pink lay on her bed in the villa. She smokes a joint. Lightning and thunder angrily fill the room. She shakes the little bottle of Sprex's ashes. There's a knock at the door.
Miss, are you all right in there?
Yeah, I'm okay. Do you need me?
Metatron is here, miss.
Pink crushes the joint out and hurries to meet her.
I'm sorry to have kept you waiting.
Metatron stands primly. Behind her is a measuring clock. She hands her the marble. Pink stares at it for a moment and then drops it into the funnel. It rolls off the track and is suspended in midair for a moment. It spins a few times, then drops without touching the sides, white over black.
Why did it do that?
You've done some big karma stacking. Perhaps that's all it is. Whatever it is, it's time to go home.
I haven't been paid yet.
Haven't you? You are free of both Ressa and Sprex. You've skipped a level. Your karma is perfectly good. What else could she give you?
She can give me what I came for, my body. Lucy will be here at 3. I want to at least look at what she's offering, if anything. Felda, go get Sin and Otto. Tell Otto to bring the frack with him.
Yes, miss.
While we wait, would you like some cake? It's strawberry cream today.
There's something else I need to tell you before Sin gets back.
What is it?
Sin won't be allowed back in Haven.
Oh, he can't stay in the hells. They'll kill him. And God has always had a forgiving policy on service to agents. If Lucy's karma were high enough, he might even forgive her.
It's his third offense, Pink.
Pink bows her head.
Then let him serve here. I'll use this location more. Then we don't have to separate him from Otto. Who's separating from Otto?
Pink shakes her head just as the clock chimes 3. Lucy appears. With her is what appears to be a mannequin that looks vaguely like Pink.
Lucy?
Matty, Pink, boys, I came to keep my side of the bargain.
So is this the body?
Yes. Is it too much like your old one?
A bit. You don't mind if Otto has a look to you?
Well, if he must.
Otto sets up the frack scanner. He and Metatron hover over the display. The noise of everything Metatron hears invades his brain. Otto pinches a corner of the hologram and pulls it out so that it's big enough that she doesn't have to touch him. The noises subside. Files of numbers go by displaying the math involved. Otto turns on the fragnet and hundreds of characters turn red randomly all over the display. Otto waves Pink over.
There are some protocols here that make this body more limited than it should be.
For example?
You won't be able to change shape when this body is infernal flagged. You won't be able to get into heaven.
Sin leans in.
Oh, there is a level gate.
Pink looks at Metatron.
Sometimes you have to see it for yourself.
Point taken.
They break their huddle. Lucy examines her classy yet simple nails and the light streaming through the bank of large windows behind her. She knows what's coming.
Why bring me something I could live in but never get out of? And why the level gate? You know I'm not staying in this system.
Sin and Otto looked up surprised.
I also have to have access to Haven. What are you playing at? When he comes for us, he'll start with you. It's in your best interest to help me here.
If there's one thing I understand, it's despair. I can feel his despair. Can't you? He's lonely. I like a lonely man, just as you do. If you think you and your little army of minions can get to him first, feel free. But I've already been talking to him through Mr. Brandish.
Recognition lights across Pink's face.
Oh, does that name sound familiar? You do know him, but he is bitter that you saved his poor little soul.
Pink huffs and leans down. She draws a glyph on the floor. Mr. Brandish appears surprised, with a beer mug in one hand and a saucy minx in the other.
Oh yeah, the party's changed venue. Nice place you got here. Angels, huh? Lucy. You.
If I'd have known you were going to be ungrateful, I'd have saved my effort for those kids.
Well, you should have.
I'll never understand why you'd off yourself in such a way.
I'd already done everything else.
Pink shakes her head. Brandish reaches a hand outside the circle. It zaps him.
Oh, I see how it is.
I summoned you for a reason.
What do you want then?
I would like the locket, please.
Brandish pats himself down. He finally finds it and gives it to her. In a poof of pink chalk, he is gone, along with his beer and his floozy. Otto points at the summoning disc, surprised. His mouth opens and closes with no sound coming out.
I'll tell you all about it later. The bottom line here is I can't accept this as payment. You still owe me something in return for correcting your problem.
I suppose I do. Metty, darling, come with me and help me think of something appropriate.
Metatron and Lucy walk outside. Pink turns to the boys.
Listen, I know you have lots of questions. Come with me. Felda, could you get us some coffee? We'll be in the library.
Yes, miss.
Metatron and Lucy sit outside near the fountain.
Did you see her face?
She was not happy.
I did my part. Now you do yours.
You know I will. Besides, she is on my side, remember? I'll take good care of her.
So what should I give her?
Give her Sin and Otto, the staff, and this place.
Well, I do like that it costs me nothing, but I hardly think that will be sufficient. I'll toss her a favor when she needs it. Honestly, do these angels mean that much to her?
She's fond of them. They are good for her.
All right. Could you tell them? I have other business, and I'm late.
Very well.
Lucy disappears. Metatron releases control over the space, but locks it to any but the invited. Lucy will no longer be required, so she is taken off the guest list. In the library, Sin and Otto sit with Pink. She waits patiently, her hands folded, quietly sipping coffee.
Start at the beginning. This is hard to understand. Metatron and Lucy had a talk. Lucy mentioned that she needed me to deal with a problem. Lords of Chaos. Right, which I have. In exchange, she was going to build me a body that defies time. I'd still be immortal, but I wouldn't have to change bodies. I needed it not to be gated because I have a big challenge to face, an outsider. And access to Haven is obviously required. As for the summoning circle, that's old magic, Otto. I learned that as a child.
I found it odd that it works when you only have 3 spells.
Some things don't require slots. So what is Lucy planning again? She knows I have to face this person. She's hoping to get to him first and seduce him and his sizable powers to her side. And this is what you will also be doing? No, I have to leave Charm behind me. I have to offer him something else. She's only offering him chains. And I don't think she can contain him.
Should this not be a job for Metatron?
I've been asked specifically to be up to the challenge. When I found the prophecy and took the information to them, they confirmed it was true. I was told that as an agent, I would be expected to determine the level of threat. I protested that I didn't have enough power or skill to face this, and I was told that I would have to train more.
You spoke to them?
Through Metatron, but you can always tell when it's direct. Can we go back to something else you said before? Sure. You were saying you don't want to separate me and Otto. What was that about? They aren't going to let you back in Haven. This was your 3rd strike. So what, I have to stay in the hills and Otto can go back?
Metatron enters the room.
Metatron, why?
Metatron looks at Sin with that piercing gaze. He understands and bows his head.
Pink, as payment for the job, she has relinquished any use of this space. She's cleared Sin, Otto, and all the angel staff here of their hell marks. All of them can go back to Haven if they'd like. But for Sin, your karma isn't high enough yet. I strongly encourage the staff to stick around, though. Pink will need a competent team.
If it's pink or hell, I'll take pink.
I agree with Sin.
In that case, make yourselves comfortable. This is your home now. You work for me.
Pink takes the locket out of her pocket and looks inside. A picture of her and Tex. She puts it on over her head and tucks it into her dress. She looks at the boys and shrugs.
We have a lot of work to do, but I need one more for my team to be complete. Metatron, is Aislinn ready?
Soon, but you should go visit and get him caught up and train a bit, don't you think?
Metatron opens a portal to Haven. Sin looks through sadly. Pink strokes the edge of his drooping wings sympathetically.
Don't worry, Sin. It won't be forever.
Then she steps through. At Park Street, Sarah returns from the doctor to find Will and Eric working on the car he brought in. Will looks up and notices her standing close to him.
Well,
Sarah nods. He picks her up and hugs her.
you okay?
Yeah, but let's wait to tell anyone, okay?
Okay.
So what's all this?
I thought you might want a card. Since we have some time on our hands, I figured me and Will can fix it up together. Give him something to do. And at the end, you'll have a nice car to drive.
Well, from the looks of it, you've a lot to do, so I'll leave you to it.
She kisses Will and goes inside. Jack and Kevin stand looking at the progress on the construction. Jack is poring over the notes. Kevin scribbles into his notebook.
So what's next, after the club is done?
Reading of the will, I think.
Then what?
She should be back just after.
Kevin nods his head.
Ah, good, because I need some more stories.
Don't worry, Kev, she's got you covered there. There's a box with your name on it at Thurston's.
Pink crosses into Haven glowing. The bells ring out across Fountain Park. She breathes deeply into the sunshine. She watches as Aislinn strides towards her, his wings tucked tightly to him. He seems different somehow, more certain.
Aislinn.
Pink, so how did the job go?
Turns out you were right about Spreck's weakness for good. He couldn't take the heat.
Who knew love was so strong?
Well, now we do. So how's training?
It's going well. I'm getting along a lot better. Dan has been a huge help.
Did they tell you we're moving?
Moving? Who is?
You, me, Sin, and Otto.
Was it really their third strike?
For Sin, yes. For Otto, it was his second, but he's chosen to stay with us at the villa.
The space Metatron created?
Yes, it's mine now. She and Lucy agreed that I should be able to work there safely. It's going to be the best place for what we're doing next. But before all that, I need to check in with Lachesis.
Sure, I'll come with you. In Farrell's, Six and Pole get back to the business of doing work for Lucy. Their hands are full. Demons line up around the block for work. Pole has promoted a few demons to the new openings and work is moving quickly out the door.
Do you think she'll come back for you?
No, she's just a threat from the boss. Next time you screw up, she'll come herself.
Yeah, at least our drug bill will go down now. Without him, eh?
Yeah, and she saved me having to redecorate.
Pole laughs to himself.
I was tired of angel dances anyway.
Mr. Brandish and Lucy sit drinking in a sleazy tavern on the edge of Starlight. They stare out over the expanse of the outsider system.
You think he will really come?
No one turns me down.
So what do you suppose he wants?
He's hungry, and 'tis lonely at the top.
Yeah, but why would he want you?
Why wouldn't he?
Aren't you worried he'll be too much for you?
I am the embodiment of evil. I don't have to worry about anything.
Nothing but good, I guess. Just the same, I'm nervous. Messengers always get killed in these things.
Shut up, Cornelius.
They wait through a shift change and decide to leave. Lucy feels a bit puzzled, but surely conquering a system must keep you busy. Cornelius stands woozily swaying back and forth.
It's 10 to midnight, you know.
What do you mean?
The doom of this system is coming, and it won't be long.
It'll mean the end of you too, won't it?
Well, apocalypses happen. As long as God gets what's coming to him, my sacrifice will be worth it.
Brandish looks at her. For the first time, he can see doubt in her eyes.
Lucy has just been stood up by the outsider, and Pink must now prepare for a force unknown to her. What will she do next? Stay tuned for the next exciting episode of Chasing Tales, The Nothing.